Hey there, it's Nina with Walla Stamping. Thanks for joining me today. This is the project we're going to be making. It is a gift bag. I've made this one to be a gift bag for a birthday just by putting the sentiment on here that says, hope your birthday is just like you. And then for just a little surprise, something that you may not expect, when your recipient goes to look inside the bag to get their gift, I've added an additional little tag in there that says wonderful in every way. I just felt like that would be kind of a surprise and a cute way to add to the sentiment on the outside of the box. This measures 6 inches by 3 3/4 inches by 2 inches. So it's really a nice size gift bag for you to make. I'm using some retiring items to make this with. I wanted to focus on this because all of the items that are retiring are available while supplies last. So if these Brights Designer Series paper is something that you like, you would want to place your order very quickly. And also the ribbon that I used to make the handle with is going to be retiring as well. Now let me show you the Brights Designer Series paper stack. This is so pretty. There's 4 patterns in here. You have a polka dot with some wording on the front. And then you have a stripe with the floral on the front. And there's all kinds of very bright, yummy colors in here to work with. Now I'm going to be using the red today again, but instead of using the scripted Designer Series paper, I'm going to use the one that's floral on one side and striped on the other. And to make my greeting with, I've got a piece of Whisper White, this is 3.5 by 6, and a piece of Real Red that is 3.5 by 5. Now I do have a kit. In order to win this kit, just go over to my blog, leave a comment underneath the post for this project, and your name will be entered to win the kit. So I'm going to grab my Simply Scored scoring tool first and do a little bit of scoring. So I'm going to put my DSP in with the side of the paper that I want on the outside of the bag facing me, and I've got the 12-inch side across the top. Then you're going to score at 3 3/4 inches, 5 3/4, 9.5, and 11.5. Then turn your paper so that the 10 inches across the top. Score that at 2 inches. Flip it over to the other side and score that at 2 inches again. So that is all the scoring that has to be done. I'm going to grab my bone folder and go ahead and get all of my lines folded and burnished. Now, both of these ends have score lines that are at 2 inches. They're identical, so it doesn't really matter which end you want to have as your top and which end you want to have as your bottom. But what you'll want to remember to do is the portion that you decide to be the bottom, you're going to fold that in so that the stripe and the stripe is against each other. Does that make sense? So this is the right side of the bag. You're going to fold the bottom under like that and give it a good press. But the part that's going to be the top of the bag, you're going to fold out like this so that the stripe is showing, okay? Then to do your cutting, you'll just want to cut straight up each of these score lines. And I know that with this floral paper, you're not going to be able to see these score lines. But I can, and I can't see them real well, but I can feel them. And then over here is the little 1/2 inch score line. So we're going to cut up that score line, and then we're going to cut this at an angle like that. This is going to end up being the tab that holds your bag together. Then these little tabs that we cut here, we're going to cut a wedge out of each one of them. Then for the top of the bag, where this little 2-inch tab is here, what I do is I just fold this over and I'm going to cut right at an angle like that so that when I open it, this is what I have. Okay, so you're just going to have a V cut out of that right there. Then I'm going to go ahead and use liquid glue to assemble my bag. I just feel like it gives me a little bit of wiggle room, and I put this together in just a little bit of a different method, so that's why I'm going to be using liquid glue. And I'm going to put that out here on this little 1/2-inch tab, and then I'm also going to put it on the striped side of my little fold over piece at the top. Now let's get this folded over like this. Then I'm going to take my other side and fold that on the score line. And then what you'll do is you'll glue your bag down right there where you have that glue, but you're going to hold up on this little piece right here, and the other tab that you put the glue in on the top portion, you will tuck that underneath just like that. And so your bag top is together now. This is where my seam is, so this is going to be the back flap. What I'm going to do is take my fast fuse and just put a couple of strips right there, open my bag, put in those two little side flaps, put down the back flap, and then adhere the front to the bottom. Okay, then I kind of pinch it and mold it a little bit just to make sure that I get it square. Now, I'm going to adhere some of this ribbon all the way around this portion of this bag. So what you would do is just start in the back, find your seam, and just, whoopsie, dropped it, and just measure your ribbon all the way around the box. And then I always give myself some extra because I can trim it off once I get it adhered to the bag. And the reason that I'm doing this afterwards is I've tried to put it on while my bag was flat, but then once I assembled my box, it kind of squeezed it in a little bit because maybe I got my ribbon on there too tight. So I just decided it would be easier just to put my ribbon on after I get my box put together. So right now what I'm doing is I'm just running fast fuse all along the back side of this ribbon. Then I'm going to start on the back of my box here, and I'm just going to lay this ribbon down and just make sure that the edge of the ribbon is even with the edge of this paper, and go all the way around the bag. Then when I get back around on this side, I have more ribbon than I need, so I'm just going to snip that right there and then glue that down on top of the other ribbon. So that just gives your bag just a really cute finished look. Then the next thing that we're going to do is some stamping and some cutting with our Big Shot. So I've got my Whisper White here. The stamp set that I'm using today is Pretty Kitty. Now this is not retiring. You will be able to get this in the new catalog, and this is so cute. And then there's one that's similar to this called Bella and Friends, and it's got little puppies. I don't have that stamp set yet. I wanted to get the kitty cats first, so this is the one that I'm going to be using. And all I've done is taken a couple of the sentiments, the one that says hope your birthday is just like you and wonderful in every way, and I've got both of these mounted on a clear block C. I'm going to use Real Red ink for these, and I'm just going to stamp them right here, and then do the other one right above it right there. And it's upside down, but it's okay because I'm going to be cutting them out. So I have my sentiments mounted there. I'm going to be using the Layering Ovals framelits, and I'm going to start out with the next to smallest oval, and I'm going to put that on Wonderful in Every Way to begin with. Get that run through. Then I'm going to use the same framelit to cut out Hope Your Birthday is Just Like You. Now I'm going to be cutting out my scalloped ovals, and the one I have used here is going to be, let me put these back on so I can tell you. It is the 1, 2, 3, it's the 4th from the smallest scallop, and the third from the smallest scallop. So the larger scallop I'm going to do with the Whisper White, and the smaller one I'm going to do with the Real Red. So you're going to need 2 of the Real Red size and just 1 of the Whisper White. So now we're ready to assemble our greetings. What you're going to do is adhere your red scallop oval to the white. Then you'll want to use your dimensionals to attach your greeting. Then for the inside greeting, I'm just going to use my fast fuse to attach that to my Real Red scallop oval. Grab my bag, place a little fast fuse on the back of the outside greeting, and I try to put it on there so that the greeting is centered over that ribbon. So we got that. Now, to put the ribbon on for the handle, I've just got my 1/8 inch circle punch. I'm going to slide that in. It's probably about 5/8 of an inch in on the side, and punch that hole there, and then do the same thing over here on this side. And I'll take my ribbon and I'm going to cut it at a point so that I can wiggle it through that hole that I just punched. Tie it in a knot, and I like to do mine in a double knot just to make it a little more substantial. Snip off the extra ribbon. Pull that up over the top. Determine how long I want my handle to be. Then I add just a little bit to it to give myself room to tie a knot on this side. I want to make sure that I've got my ribbon straight and I don't have it twisted as I'm putting it in on this other side. I'm just going to take some tissue paper and put that down inside of my bag. Then I'll take a glue dot and put one just at the bottom of this little greeting here. Then I'll decide where I want it to go on the inside. Find a good little spot and then just attach it to my tissue paper with that little glue dot. Okay. So here's the first bag I made. Here's the second bag I made. I hope that you enjoyed the tutorial today. I would love for you to subscribe to my YouTube channel. I'm almost at 2,000, trying to get to 3,000 by June. So if you like what you've seen here today, please subscribe to my YouTube channel. Also, don't forget to go over to my blog, leave a comment underneath the post for this project to enter to win the kit. Sign up for my newsletter while you're there. If you need any Stampin' Up! Products to make this project today, I will have a list of supplies needed in the description box below the video, as well as on the free printable PDF for this project on my blog. So I hope you guys have a great day, and I'll talk to you soon.